Hello everyone. Paranormal investigations normally means sitting in the dark at a location known to have hauntings of one kind or another. It can take many hours waiting for any kind of response from spirits or similar, and one can still walk away with no results, and is twice as hard to do in the winter, especially at night. But occasionally you can be rewarded with some spectacular results which give you the motivation to carry on with this pursuit. Coming up are some amazing results we have collected over the last few years, which we have re-evaluated after studying the footage over and over. We hope you enjoy our compilation of our favourite encounters caught on video. The world is stranger than you think. All Saints Church at Berners Roding in Essex. This rundown church is in a very sorry state, with a graveyard that appears to be unstable and crumbling away with large fissures and holes in many places. After completing a day investigation at the property, several weeks later we did a night investigation within the building. While Dean was slowly packing the equipment away, Jenny was standing at the centre of the church and complained of feeling exceptionally drained. Not long after this, a camera recorded what appears to be an anomaly emerge from her foot and float away.
I feel absolutely drained of energy. I feel so tired.
It's not your condition, is it?
No, it's not. Well, it's a little bit.
Was this responsible for the weakness that Jenny was experiencing? Strange light anomalies were recorded. We thought we could see something odd going on with the walls of the church, mainly around the chancel area at the end of the church. Only one camera managed to pick up these strange flashing light anomalies. It was filming at 30 frames per second in 1080p. When we look back at this footage, flashing lights could be seen more easily, some in a kind of fractal form. Large and small in size, they were quite possibly white light originally. The camera lens split up these white lights into their constituent colours, revealing yellows, reds, blues, etc. We freeze-framed some of these moments, and some seemed to reveal faces, one on a door, and a large one but angled on a wall within the chancel. Others were just splashes of colour. We checked the camera for faults, tested it multiple times, but no problems were found. This was the only time these lights were recorded by this camera or any other camera. Was there something trying to break through into our plane of existence? A camera set on the infrared or night vision setting caught what we think is a rare event. Many paranormal investigators, including ourselves, can often complain of batteries running low very rapidly, sometimes in a matter of minutes or so during an investigation. On this occasion we had a GoPro camera on a stand stood up against some ornate wood carving halfway across the nave. What appears to be a spectral light wraps itself around parts of the camera and stays there for several seconds, resembling a moving candlelight. Then disappears quickly. Was this an entity trying to drain energy from the camera battery? Also notice how a strange sound is heard when this light appears.
Getting that sicky feeling as well now. Getting that sicky feeling as well now.
This church had provided us with some very interesting visual phenomena. During an evening investigation, Jenny volunteers to enter the pulpit to try and raise a paranormal response from spirits that resided inside the church. When unnoticed at the time, two very small plasma-like entities moved around her neck and head. One even appears to emerge from her head. Jenny didn't actually report any kind of unusual feelings at the time. It was during a night investigation at one of our favourite haunts we decided to leave the church building for half an hour and leave a camera recording pointing down the nave, which is the walkway between the seating or pews, facing the chancel, a small open plan room where services are normally centred from, at the far end. We knew that a resident spirit called Richard Kendall had a taste for alcohol some 300 years ago. So he placed a glass of red wine on the floor as bait for Mr. Kendall's spirit. Unfortunately, the glass of wine was not within the camera view, but we did record a strange object emerge from the chancel at the far end and head straight for where the wine was, straight down the nave, not long after we left. Was this an apparition of Mr. Kendall, or that of another spirit which had taken an interest in the red wine? We shall never know, but it was very interesting to watch nonetheless. Are there any spirits in here like to make communication with me?
Was that you just now?
No.
Was that was so clear?
Could you tap again? Would you like to make communication with me? This is a basic map looking downward onto the cell room that we entered. Around 8 foot in length, 6 foot wide and 8 foot in height. It was a well lit sunny day outside, but in contrast the room was very dark, so we switched on the infrared or night vision option on our cameras. The spirit itself, which we believe to be that of a lady, is standing next to a bench on the left, at the back of the cell, very near to the open window allowing sunlight through. As we enter the cell, she appears to become quite agitated and hits the wall. You can just see her dress or skirt sway as she does this. Are there any spirits in here like to make communication with me?
Was that you just now?
No. Then, after a few moments, she takes several steps towards Dean and stands quite still. Could you tap again? Would you like to make communication with me? We were not aware of any physical or visual presence during the time. It was only when reviewing the footage that this was discovered. Are there any spirits in here like to make communication with me?
Was that you just now?
No.
Was that was so clear?
Could you tap again? Would you like to make communication with me? Could you show yourself to me then?